three types of things. We work on social standards, we work on environmental standards, and also inclusive skills development. This is all about productivity and skill development, and our PSES title stands for Promotion of Social and Environmental Standards. And we work across the textile sector and also now in the leather sector. These are our three components. So in social standards, we work on employment, labour standards, labour rights, enabling factories to comply with the Bangladesh Labour Act, enabling workers, very often women, to know how to be aware of their rights and fully engaged in the factory. We support development of participation committees. Environmental standards, I'll tell something more about. Inclusive skills development is demonstrating that people with disabilities are good employees. They are very productive, they are very committed, and we're looking to get more people with disabilities employed in the textile sector. Now, I said that we would talk about practical approaches to sustainable denim production, and these are some of, if you like, our headlines, and we can come back to these during the panel. First would be green factories, and LEED certified factories, working at factories that are in buildings that are efficient in terms of energy, well designed, and also good industrial process engineering. So one thing for me about a practical approach to sustainable denim is the premises, the site on which this factory is based, how the factory is designed, and we're not particularly promoting LEED as the standard, but it typically is a very useful thing. Bangladesh, there are now several LEED Platinum certified factories and maybe 100 mills and factories working towards LEED certification. Also, the other take for us on sustainability is about water and energy, reducing the amount of thermal and electrical energy in use, reducing a mill's carbon and water footprint. Also from GIZ PSES, we're working hard now on how to recycle water from effluent treatment plants into process, because that's a significant water saving. If 40, 50, 60% of ETP outflow can be back in the process, that really does reduce the take on groundwater. So we have projects underway in Bangladesh for this. Also, there's the saying, what you can't measure, you can't manage. So energy and water metering, smart meters, dashboards, and also, as I've said, because of our interest in human resources, then a sustainable denim will have a well-motivated, well-trained, inclusive workforce. The environment component of our work, about resource-efficient chemical management, training for ETP managers and ETP operators, and we do that through 3 training institutes in Bangladesh. And also, GIZ does not employ consultants. We capacity build service providers, freelance or companies, enabling them to have new skills, new knowledge, which they can then sell to a market of the factories. Our factory improvement program, we support in terms of, I've talked about compliance and inclusive employment, supporting the implementation of environmental measures, including which is EMS and ISO 14000, and I've said also about ETP, wastewater reuse and recycling. One of the things we've done which is important across the whole sector in Bangladesh is we've helped the Department of the Environment to produce a sludge management guideline, which is now signed off by the Minister of Environment and Forests. And we're about to start training Department of Environment officers and inspectors in a better inspection method in the factories, and also in how to help factories develop sludge management guidelines. We also have pilots in place turning ETP sludge into biogas or co-processing with cement into bricks and tiles, waste to energy, incineration, because clearly the old DOE rules where ETP sludge was stored for 6 months and then not very clear what happens next. This is about trying to make a useful product from it, and also avoiding there being thousands of tons of dry cake stored around factories in Bangladesh.
Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. I am Mr. Denim from Envoy Textiles Limited. We will be presenting you this presentation from practical orientation. To understand the practical orientation of this sustainability, So these are the three sectors that we consider. There is environment, social, and economical. So in the environmental sustainability development, efficiency resources, then your environmental sound and social responsibility we follow. The social sustainability development is employee working condition, the overall atmosphere at the factory, so that we can work better there in the factory area. And finally, of course, it is economy. So economical balance in all aspects. The implementation and major outcomes of our this whole system that we follow, that is cooling, water recovery from gas changing machine. The total investment is 6 lakh. So normally you see the tube lights that we normally use at our factory, it was T8. So from T8 we reduced to T5, and thereby we could reduce this carbon emission nicely. And the payback time is 33 months that we are planning, so it will be done accordingly. The other activities that we do follow at our factory, there is reuse of ETP water. We normally use this thing for, there in the, we do have one lake pond, and we reuse for cultivation. We reuse this thing for our toilet flash water, irrigation, fire hydrant, all those places that we do use. And the outcome of this water, you can see, it is 2,20,000 meter cube per year, the savings. Skylight that we do follow that one. The investment is almost 3 lakhs taka BDT. So total 40 skylight we have fixed or installed at our factory. So thereby we have reduced the current, electricity consumption is 9,360 kilowatt per year. Ensuring friendly, complete, supply chain. This is the supply chain that, as per the world standard, that is GOTS and OCS, the standard we follow. We try to develop our system, and definitely we want to remain natural or environment friendly. So that's all from Envoy Textiles Limited. So thank you. We think that we should go green, and we are trying for this thing. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sharif, and I work in H&M Systeme organizations as an environmental responsible. And it's very good to be here to talk about sustainability, and then also talk on what do we mean when it comes to production, especially for the denim. Sometimes our sustainability work has been similar to, say, conscious actions, because we feel that we are a responsible company, and our sustainability actions comes from a conscious decision that it will be built on what we do. Our motto or the business mantra of the company is fashion and quality at the best price in a sustainable way. So sustainable way is been built in our DNA. But when it comes to our focus area, what are the sustainability focus area that we are working on? It's the three major areas that we work as a brand. One, we say that circular and renewable. What do we mean by circular? We want to have as much as recycling and reuse that has to happen at productions. It can be based on material, it can be based on productions, it can be based on even the used garments that we do or we get from our customers. When it comes to renewable, I hope we are all aware, we like to have more and more renewable sources, because we even in Bangladesh are almost 100% dependent on fossil fuel. So in a sustainable vision that we like to have more and more renewable sources at our supply chain in the coming years. Leadership. The meaningful leadership is based on what and how we perform with our suppliers, our business partners, and we feel that we do have a sustainable systems that where we like to reward our business partners with good business. who believe and share the same value when it comes to sustainability. And the third one and the final one is fair and inclusive, which is more on internal, that when we do and act in the sustainability area, we like to be fair and equal judgment, and where we like to secure the inclusiveness of everyone. But keeping in mind the production sustainability, we will only focus on some of the production requirements that we happen or we have learned in Bangladesh. I will not go into very much details, but we will share just learning that we have learned in last 2 years, given the PACT projects and also some of our other projects, what we have learned so far. But we have around 20 denim supplier, but out of this 20 denim supplier, 12 denim supplier has participated in a cleaner production assessment. And out of those 12 supplier, 8 business partner has been gone into deep dive assessment, which includes utility, ETP, and the process monitoring. So I'm going to share those learnings, and I feel that those are very, very relevant when it comes to denim productions. What we found in the cleaner productions when it comes to cleaner productions, it says that all the reports that somehow we are making world-class product, but then when it comes to laundry management, still there are a lot to be done. And why is that? Because when it comes to lab to bulk right first time, I mean, you are the expert, most of you know better than me. We don't have enough control how those lab results has been replicated into the bulk productions. The reports also talks about the reprocess rates, which says that it's almost 20%. So the goods that we are producing, 1/5 of the goods need to go back and do reprocess again. We feel this is a wastage of energy, resources, chemical, and of course the water. And when it comes to the batches completed within the program time, we are not that good. And we found that at least 80% of the total productions are not being completed within the program that we have set within the time. Also, our wet processing, which is been having high water and energy and chemical consumptions, but they do lack of key performance indicator when it comes to water, energy, and chemical. So we do not set any indicator how much water should be used for a right or a specific denim productions or denim product. We don't set any targets what should be the chemical level, and we do not have any target or the key performance indicator what should be the right energy level. So the expert, they have also given us some recommendation, and which I like to share as well. Going forward, the low liquor machines with proper metering and control is the future. If we consider the sustainable denim productions, we need to improve the hot water systems. We use lots of hot water coming from boilers, but then we need to have a money on put a money value on those hot water, and we had to reduce the use of hot water, or we can recycle or kind of return those hot water systems back into the process again. Regarding better performance of the productions, the recommendation came to use more soft water, reduce reprocessing, which we have already talked. The chemical brands are already here, but what we have learned that in the startup process, where we do use lots of caustic soda and hydrogen peroxide, we may combine much of those processes during the enzyme washing. And lastly, reuse and recycle. That's what we like to go. We like to have all the energy that has to go out right now to capture those things and then be the better every day. We heard from the Envoy Textile that they are planning to reuse the ETP wastewater for the cleaning purpose, but I think that's too small effect to help us when it comes to water management. It's the future that where we need to think about how we recycle the ETP water back to the process, and that's where the future is. And we would like to help you or to work with you and collaborate with you for a better future for us, for Bangladesh, and for everyone. Thank you very much.
Good morning, dear panelists and my audience, and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the presentation, and let me say something about me. Myself, Mr. Abu Abdullah from Jaber and Jubair. I am responsible for sustainability initiatives at Jaber and Jubair. This is the secret for success the business. Being the largest in the industry, it is a moral and social obligation for Jaber and Jubair to act and react responsibility at all level, environment and social sustainability issues at its level best. Therefore, Jaber and Jubair has carried out number of effective projects for sustainability, which has established Jaber and Jubair leader of the sustainable wear textile manufacturer. As a pioneer in sustainability projects in home textile, Jaber and Jubair created a numerous milestone. We are the first to establish an active and dedicated department for sustainability, for resource saving, proper monitoring and environment pollution control. This is our summary. In last few years, we have invested about 1979 million BDT for sustainability issues. The benefit achieved with sustainable environment, pollution control, ensure 100% wastewater treatment, energy, water, and cost saving. Annual saving achieved BDT 100 million per year, and annual water saving about 5,47,000 meter cube per year, energy 693,000 gigajoule, and the carbon reduction 36,489 ton per year. Major initiatives we have taken. The largest ETP we are considering, largest ETP in Bangladesh, maybe largest in South Asia. It's about 600 meter cube per hour capacity. Almost we have done so many projects. Few of them really we should mention, like we are recovering caustic, almost 100% caustic recovering, 2 caustic recovery plant. We have better cotton initiative. 60% of our goods made by better cotton. From 2013 onward, we have saved 9% water and 10% energy as well. 100% implementation of LED light already installed, and 100% inverter installed in the variable loads. Waste heat recovery boiler, installed 2 waste heat recovery boiler, economizers, Vulcan descaling device. It's a very good device. We don't need now any chemical for descaling in boiler. For social sustainability, we have free healthcare facility, child care, and also have Ismail Anjuman Ara Trust Fund, who is improving poor education, housing, sanitation facility, and rural area of the moment. Ongoing and future plan. Rainwater harvesting. Our top management allocated a budget for each and every year for sustainability issues. So we have a target. We have target for each year. So in this year, rainwater harvesting is our major target. We are expecting by this rainy season we will run the rainwater harvesting system. It's a huge factory, you know, so it's a big project. Another is solar project. As a pilot project, we will be starting in this year for solar panel installation in our rooftop for 200 kilowatt peak. Also, we will install a security solar system. And the largest thing is zero discharge of wasted treated water. Hopefully, we will be able to run by 2018. And the zero discharge of hazardous chemical, we are already working on it, and hopefully by 2020 we will be able to zero discharge of hazardous chemical. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So these are your panel members. Watching these presentations, there's been quite a lot about water. Clearly the Bangladesh Water Pact, the IFC initiative, clearly Water Pact. There's talking about water recycling, water recovery, reuse, zero liquid discharge. But I just wonder whether the focus on water is enough in discussing sustainability. So perhaps we could start with, let's start with H&M. Do you think that that discussing water is enough? Should we have something more when we're discussing sustainability?
Certainly not. I will refer back to my presentations where we see that water is important, but then it's not the only thing when it comes to sustainable productions. And we feel that energy and chemicals is equally important. And on top of that, what we have missed out, I mean, most probably in the all the presentations, the material is also been very, very important. That what materials we are using, how much of those materials is coming from the recycled or renewable sources, and whether those materials has been produced from a sustainable practices. So those are also need to be taken into considerations. I'm not taking out the design phase as well, that how we are making our product. I mean, we understand that denim production requires lots of washes, but then do we consider those things during our design phase? Those are equally important. And
that's a good point. Do you think that the H&M designers are alert enough to the effects of what they're wanting to design? Are they designing in sustainability, or do they actually accidentally make garments less sustainable because of their designs? Or does not necessarily H&M, do the brands generally, rather than saying just H&M, do you think there's enough consideration to the effect of the design and the finish on sustainability?
I would answer that question from H&M point of view only. And what we feel that of course, we follow the trend and we follow what customers want and what is the trend and what is the perceptions that have been going outside. But of course, when we design or kind of decide on a certain product, our designers are open to any idea which could reduce the waste from during the productions, or which could improve the kind of productions. I mean, we have recently started using the genealogy tool, where each of our denim products need to be reported how much water and been used in these productions, and that need to be reported back to our designers whether those designs are meeting our requirements or not. And then our target is going forward we will only use this green certification for the EMI tool, genealogy tool. So that's been already in the considerations.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone in the audience with a question? If you've got a question.
Yes, my name is Thomas. I work for Vicuña, and we are the largest denim manufacturers in the world. These last couple of years, we run 5 factories in South America, 3 in Brazil, and 2 others. We are also the biggest water recyclers in Brazil, incidentally. And my question is to our friend from H&M. And well, I think there's an interesting aspect that hasn't been discussed here, that is price. And obviously when we talk about sustainability, sustainability doesn't fall from heaven. You cannot be the cleanest on the planet and the cheapest on the planet at the same time. how do we deal with it? And shouldn't the big players today, what I see, there is an inherent contradiction that if you have a company mission to be sustainable, how can you be at the same time driving the market to a jeans pant being cheaper than a Big Mac? And why should a lady buy 7 pairs of jeans when she needs 1? Shouldn't we focus on making 1 pair at a decent price and with indecent, with a good input in terms of sustainability and ethics and all that? How do we make this match?
No, I understand your point of view, and I can also share my point of view, how it has been corrected with when it comes to the price discussion with sustainability. And I can only refer back to what we have said earlier. As a company, we said that, I mean, fashion and quality at the best price in a sustainable way, and this is how we are changing ourselves. I agree with your point of view that, I mean, why we are encouraging overusing rather than why not it should be a sustainable point of view. And I think it is not a matter that we can do in one day. It's a continuous process of educating our customers. I mean, let our customer choose what options they want, and whether it's the price that they want, or whether they want it the product that like to wear, it's coming from a sustainable source. And this is a change where we as a company has been going in. And coming back to your ideas, I mean, how those price discussions has been happening, I feel that going forward, where we like to measure our sustainability performance of each of our business partner, and that the better sustainable they are, will decide how much business they will get from a business point of view. And that's what has been decided from a brand, from a company point of view. And I'm optimistic that things will change in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm Arul from Sri Lanka Worktex. The question to Akroma, the way we can reduce the water by using the high fixation dyes, then you can have now currently all the reactives and all the dyes having the 65% exhaustion. So when we are having the 85 to 95% exhaustion dyes, then you can have reduction of water and you can reduce the number of rinses in the dyeing bath. So are you all in the process of high fixation dyes?
On how saving water can be done on processes depends on the type of dyes and chemicals that are used. If you refer to reactive dyes, for example, of course, one good step is going for high fixation dyes, because high fixation dyes mean less rinses, less dirty water. And reactive dyes have a special issue on water, is that what is with the water, going on with the water, is very difficult to treat. I mean, it's not type of dye stuff that is easy to remove or to clean up from the effluents. So, of course, one of the ideas, one of the solutions, and this is what most, let's say, responsible chemical companies are doing, is going for, let's say, high fixation dyes. It's one of the ideas. In other type of dyes, the solutions are different, because high fixation is kind of given, but we need to reduce the amount of byproducts or chemicals that are going down the drain. If we refer specifically to the dyeing, to the coloring, in every single process, in every single application, for every single type of dyes, there are things that can be done. If we refer to denim, for example, obviously, let's say, there are a lot of things that can be done, because again, I insist, denim consumes a lot of water, a lot of water. Every pair of jeans consumes 11,000 liters, so things need to be done. High fixation dyes, of course, is one thing, but we need to do more than that. And just going back to one of the things that Rodney said earlier, say, water is now a critical moment. We need to save water because it's critical. It's critical for the world. I mean, it's something that we need to do now, but it's not the end of the thing. Then will be other things coming up like total carbon footprint and things like that. This is the next frontier. This is the next frontier. But now, right now, we need to save water because there's no water. Do you know say how many billions of people in the world have no access to water, just like this. For us, it's very easy. We just come here, we have water, open the tap, we flush the toilet. Water is everywhere. No, there are 2 billion people that have no access to water. And in the meantime, we are using it for wonderful things and having a good life and everything. This cannot go on like this. So all technical solutions, and responsible companies are working on that, we are implementing. What we need is that the applicators and the brands accept that this is a type of technology, and going back to the question from Thomas Vicuña, is a type of technology that, listen, has a cost, because it's not the same as it used to be. It's something new, it's something that is a little bit more high level. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I want to bring this to its close now by thanking the panel members. We'd like to thank you for being here. It's always good to have audience and to have audience still here at the end. And we want to thank you for your time.